So part two, let's look at second line, load-bearing equipment, fighting kit, weapon, all that. This is the stuff you probably mostly all have, but there's a bit more of it now, so let's go through it. First of all, my LBE is this SSO SMERSH, which is pretty great, lightweight, comfortable kit. And now I've kind of exploded every single thing I have in it, and we'll take a look at this. And start from the bottom here, which is my rifle, which is an E&L AK-74M with obviously some stuff I've added to it. I've got a combat light, which is a scout light on there. I've got an optic, got the rails, and then I've got this other second side rail, which has the infrared laser for night fighting. So I can kind of swap that out when the time comes. Over here I have a Soviet medical wrap, which is mostly used as a bandana, so I keep that rolled up in the back of the butt pack on the SMERSH. On top of that I got my gloves, which are Hatch hard knuckle gloves. You see a bunch of Russian guys using that when they use US kit sometimes, which is usually private purchase. Let's see, over here I've got kind of a recon wrap, just a mesh camo personal cover in CCE pattern. Let's see, all the stuff from the butt pack. So first of all, I've got a water bladder. You don't often see a lot of Russian guys using this, but I sweat a lot and I need to drink a lot of water, and I will probably drain this whole thing in any given day. So as much as I would like to stay legit, it's more important to me to not cramp up and die and become a heat casualty, so I drink a lot of water. So I've got this. I've also got this USGI canteen and canteen cup on here. Just kind of Alice clipped on the regular USGI issue carrier. The Russians do actually make carriers for NATO-style canteens. I just don't have one yet. Let's see. I've got 8 mags plus 1. I might actually drop that down by 1 so I have a little extra place to stash it, since, like I mentioned, the KLMK does not really have pockets. Here is speed loader. Pretty simple. Here is just a whole bunch of like energy chews, little snacks, little things that can keep you going in the field. Some sunblock. These are some tiny breakable chem-light glow sticks for night again. These are shot blocks, which are great if you start getting dehydrated, because they will bring your salt level back up. The margarita ones especially. They don't taste as good as some of the others, but they've got more salt. So I always have some of those on me. Usually have parts of MRE broken down in here as well. We'll probably have a little more once you get in the field. Paracord, I don't know, that's probably about 30-40 feet of paracord. Always have some paracord on me. These are little patches if I get any tears or rips in any of my equipment. These guys right here are gear aid little patches. Keep those handy. Let's see, camo face paint in 3 different colors in there with a little mirror. This is my Rite in the Rain notebook with a couple pens. That's a required item, so I have that there. Over here, I have a knife. Always have a knife on you of some kind. I can't find my multi-tool right now. I also have a multi-tool in here. But yeah, you need one or the other of those on you at all times, because you never know what you might need it for. This is my compass. This is a USGI compass. I really think it's the nicest compass you can get. I've tried some of the civilian ones. They're very flimsy and breakable. I've seen the Russian ones, just not as nice. So I'm going to keep using this USGI one. They're kind of expensive, but well worth it. Moving over here, let's see. I've got a little more food that I keep here in this medic pouch. I'd also be keeping the MSW tourniquet, but I haven't been issued it yet. But that's kind of their official medical bandage they use. Here the hose from my bladder leads down to pain pills. Usually good to keep some of those on hand just in case something bad happens so you can keep functioning. Here's my radio, which is a Pushing 888K. Really similar to the bow fangs that most people have if you were going to get one right now, I'd say get the Baofeng, which is a little more modern, a little better maybe. Really about identical, very cheap, very good for the cost. Here I've got it running to a speaker mic. I also have a headset, but I generally am just going to use the speaker mic. Out of the top flap of the butt pack, it's got a little waterproof compartment, so I keep in there a couple kinds of tape, some spare batteries, and there's the binoculars again, that's where they go. Got a big locking carabiner there, never know when you're going to need that. And finally, come around here, got wristwatch, which is a required item. Don't like to wear it on my wrist because it gets sweaty and chafes, but sometimes I will. And there are pace beads, which are a real handy tool for land navigation. If you want to know how to use those or how to make them, you can look it up. But if you don't need to do land navigation or aren't interested, then certainly don't need to worry about that. That's totally optional. And that is my fighting kit, all broken out.